Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Football Chuggu Podcast. Been quite a long time since we've done this, but we're back today. And so obviously my name is Thomas Durning. This is my co-host Pearse McLaughlin. Hello Pearse.
Hello guys, back for injury.
Yeah, Pearse has been through the wars. Today will be a very short one. So we're going to discuss our reaction to the Greece versus Scotland match. As this is international week, we'll preview Scotland versus Denmark on Tuesday. And that'll be it for this podcast today. So no time to waste. We'll just get right into it. So obviously Greece versus Scotland. That match was played yesterday, which was the 15th of November, and it's finished Greece 3, Scotland 2. Quite a lot. We'll keep it simple here. So let's just discuss the match first. So did you watch the match? And what was your thoughts on the match?
I never watched the match, but I did watch the highlights and obviously the key parts of the game. So I'm well up to speed in terms of what happened during the match. Obviously Scotland go 3 behind, and I think most teams would crumble. I think it took Scotland a long time to get into the game, but once they did, we created chances and potentially could have got a point from the match. Which when you think it's 3-0 down, you think game's dead and buried. But I think obviously Scotland created a lot of chances. Could have won the game maybe on another day. I thought Vlachodimos and goals for Greece played a tremendous game. Some key saves, especially that Scott McTominay one right at the end.
Yeah.
So it's one of those games. It's like Scotland started so poorly, countless errors at the back. I think the defence was the weakness, and our attack was very good. But I still think Shea Adams for me is not the answer up front. I think like maybe Dykes or Shanklin should be, because I think there's times where Adams gets into good positions where he just kind of panics a little bit, and sometimes the chance is gone. But yeah, I thought, like you say, I thought we created quite a few opportunities. I think we probably should have got something from the match, but our defence let us down, and obviously this is, and got to mention Craig Gordon's had his first game this season, and I thought he played actually pretty decent, to be honest. But I think I think one mistake he made, but it's expected at this age. But the fact is, we're still in with a chance. But I thought, compared to the last camp, we got two brilliant wins, but 2 terrible performances. I thought this was, in terms of attacking sense, we're a bit better, but defensively needs to be a lot better than that. You cannot go 3 goals down away from home to any side and expect to get something from the match.
Yeah. I did watch the match. And in the start of the match, Scotland were absolutely terrible. They really were. They didn't get anywhere near Greece. They were wide open, which I was so surprised, because a Steve Clarke team is not set up to be like that. So the first goal was a terrible goal. I mean, the whole team, as I said, was wide apart. The centre backs were nowhere near the defensive box, and Greece took a 1-0 lead in the 7th minute. And to be honest, for the next 20 minutes, Scotland were just getting battered by Greece, and it easily could have been 3-0, 4-0. It was really troubling times. But then towards the end of the first half, Scotland did get better. Had a great chance with Ben Doak just before half time. Probably should have scored. Second half, you're thinking, okay, right, so half time, you think second half they might, they've got into the game. They did start well second half. As you said, missed a glorious chance with Shea Adams. It was literally an open goal. Didn't score it, and then Greece went up the other end moments later and scored. So you're thinking 2-0, long way back. Then Greece scored a third. Craig Gordon will probably should have thought he'd done better. He had a brilliant game last night. So it was 3-0 Greece. You're thinking that's it, dead and buried. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. I think Scotland just thought, screw it, let's just go for it, and got a quick goal to make it 3-1. Then they made it 3-2, and it's game on. And how Scotland didn't get back into it was as a mystery. They had some brilliant chances. Scott McTominay, as you said, it was a brilliant save from Vlachodimos. And yet they just could not get that all important third goal to make it 3-3. It was a crazy game. It could have ended 6-8. It was just a mental game to watch. Quite entertaining. Probably the most entertaining Scotland match I've watched in a while. I don't think I can't remember the last time Scotland created that many chances in a match. It was just crazy. But yeah, just couldn't get that third goal. And then so 3-2. So you're thinking going into this match. So we'll move on from the match. So going into this match, everybody thought Scotland needed to get either a win or a point to go into the game against Denmark at home, with it all to play for. So Scotland losing was not what you wanted, because that would probably meant they would have to go into a playoff, which is what everybody thought. But very surprisingly, Denmark drew with Belarus last night 2-2. So that now means that the showdown between Scotland and Denmark on Tuesday is all to play for, and it's a very simple message. Scotland have to win. So they've still got a lifeline, they've still got a chance. So Pearse, firstly, I want your thoughts on the Denmark. I know you didn't watch the Denmark-Belarus game, but were you surprised at that result? And then secondly, what's your thoughts on this upcoming match on Tuesday?
Yeah, it's just a crazy group, because obviously you think Denmark at home to Belarus, you think it's a comfortable win. They take the lead, and then they concede 2 goals in quick succession against the run of play, and then they managed to snatch an equaliser, and then it was just constant pressure from Denmark, and you're expecting a win. But when the fact is the full time whistle went in Greece first, you're just hoping and praying that Belarus can hang on, and that's what they did, because that now only leaves us a point behind Denmark, and if they won the match, they'd have been 3 points ahead of us with a well superior goal difference. So it would have been nigh on impossible if Scotland won on Tuesday to automatically qualify. Even if we won, we'd have probably been the same points and still got into the playoff, which is like a ridiculous thing to think of to happen, like to miss out on goal difference. But thankfully Belarus, which I thought they played well in Scotland, but we somehow beat them. But I think they were the whipping boys of the group, but they've somehow, I think obviously no fear, they've changed the style of play, or just experimenting, but they've actually caused some problems, and the goals were actually well worked. So as a Scotland fan, I'm absolutely delighted, because it gives us a fighting chance, and all or nothing Tuesday night set for a monster clash, and damn right I'll be staying up to 5 AM to watch that game. I mean, I'll be going to work on Wednesday, red eyes. But if Scotland qualify for World Cup for the first time since '98, I could not give 2 flying fucks.
As you just said, the group is crazy. Because before this Greece-Scotland match, obviously I knew Denmark. We also knew Denmark were playing Belarus. I'm thinking to myself, Denmark will win that. They're at home. They'll win that easily. You know, Belarus, a very low-ranked team in Europe. I thought, yeah, it'll be a very easy Denmark win. So I was thinking to myself, Scotland just have to get something out of the game. So obviously Denmark went 1-0 up during the match. Greece were winning. So I'm thinking to myself, Scotland have to get something here, because Denmark are not going to drop points. And then all of a sudden I hear Belarus have scored against Denmark. So I thought, oh, a little bit of a chance. And then I'm hearing the Belarus are 2-1 up against Denmark. So I'm thinking, whoa, this opens the group right up. So I'm thinking to myself, what is going on here? And then, but it was so frustrating when I found out that it was frustrating at the time when Belarus were drawing with Denmark 1-1, because at that time I think Greece were winning 2-0. It could have been 3-0. And I'm thinking to myself, if Scotland had just turned up at the start of this match, like they're playing, because at that time in the game Scotland were actually playing not too bad. I'm thinking, this game, what an opportunity missed. I was so frustrated. And then, you know, I was kind of keeping my eye on both the matches. Obviously, Scotland were pushing for that third goal to get a draw, and I'm also keeping my eye on because it went to 2-2 in the Denmark Belarus game, and I'm thinking, oh, please don't score a last minute goal, Denmark. Please don't score a last minute goal. And then the Scotland game had ended, and then all the players were, I don't know if you saw the clip, all the pitch, just kind of looking at their phone to see what the update. And that was the longest. I think it must have been about 5 minutes. It felt like 5 hours. I was like, oh, please just blow the whistle in that game. Please blow the whistle in that game. The whistle did go. Scotland got away with it. So as we've just said, that game on Tuesday is definitely in our lifetime the biggest Scotland match in our lifetime. I mean, what an opportunity! Hampden, it'll be a sellout. One match. All they need to do is win, and they're going to go to the World Cup for the first time since 1998. I mean, it is a wonderful opportunity. Obviously, me and you, we all know where our allegiance lies. We're obviously wanting Scotland to win, and we just hope that they'll rise to the occasion. Because it's not as if they're going to be playing in a hostile atmosphere. They're going to be playing in front of their own fans. I think Hampden's going to be brilliant. That'll be what an atmosphere. I wish I was going. What an atmosphere that'll be. And then, yeah, as you said, Pearse, I think if Scotland win, I'll definitely. I've got one the next day, but I don't think I'll have any sleep that night.
I think you'll be on the podcast with a bottle of bucket.
Yeah. Aye, you can win that.
I mean, that'll be. If we qualify right on Wednesday, the podcast, right, we will literally just be singing a Flower of Scotland.
Yeah, I mean, we'll still got to record this podcast and probably absolutely flat out just by how buzzing we'll be. But let's just hope we do it. Let's just hope we do it because it'll be amazing. But I don't want to put a big, massive. I have to say this in terms of the podcast, but if Scotland do not get the result they want, which I hope it doesn't happen, but if they don't, it's not all doom and gloom because they'll still have the playoff. So it's not as if we don't get the result on Tuesday, that's it, it's all done. There is still a chance, but obviously, 100% we want to do it on Tuesday. We want to automatically qualify, which will be absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I'm both nervous and excited about it. I'm really looking forward to it, and yeah, as I just said, fingers crossed we do it. So yeah, so that's us for today. That's the end of the podcast. So thanks for watching. And yeah, we'll see you soon.
See you on Wednesday.
We'll see you in a couple of days. We'll see you in a couple of days. So yeah, thanks for everyone watching, and yeah, we'll see you soon.
Bye bye.